Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Family history enthusiasts just got a recharge with the recent Roots Tech conference, but if you missed out, our next guest will get you motivated to do more. Welcome Taralyn Parker from the 21-day Family Connections Experiment to the table. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
So much fun. So what did everyone just experiment with the 21-day challenge?
Hey, well, the 21-day challenge is actually coming up. It's coming.
Oh, okay.
That Roots Tech
just happened. Sorry, okay.
Roots Tech just happened.
Okay, how to reverse.
Yeah, no, you're good. So with Roots Tech, usually it's at the Salt Palace.
Okay.
And it has about 25,000 people.
Oh my
gosh.
It's huge. They pack the Salt Palace. But this year, of course, with the pandemic, we're not meeting in person. So it was virtual, all online, over 800 classes, 120 presenters, 11 languages, and over 400,000 people signed up. So
that is amazing. So normally, do you have that many classes when you have it at the Salt Palace, or because of online that you're able to have more, I guess, more choices and selection?
Because of online, it's able to be so much more, and way more foreign language classes and capabilities. You have, someone who's from France, like speaking from France. It's
Right.
amazing. It's really
Or
cool.
normally you maybe couldn't have that person in-house and being able to offer those classes.
Yeah.
Well, I know that our neighborhood and our ward religious had really sent out a bunch of flyers on it and really promoting it and just telling us how awesome it is just to connect with your past, just to find those people like who makes you who. What are some of the reasons why people love this so much?
I think you hit it right on the nail. People love to connect with their past, and I think a lot of it is the stories. We love hearing the stories. We love relating to the stories, and we love finding pieces of ourselves in our ancestors. And I think that's what makes it so relatable for everyone.
Right, it's just not a religious thing. It's more like a people thing. It's where you come from and your past. I know that we recently, with my son-in-law, was looking back at some old records, and we found a picture of his, I think it's great-great-grandpa. It was several generations back. You guys, identical.
Really?
With my son-in-law. I mean, the beard, the eyes, it was really neat. It's like we just got a glimpse of him and just pasted him right next to a current generation. It was so fun.
Well, it's super interesting not only to find the history. I mean, I remember my grandma pulling out the books with the genealogy and writing it in and searching through the records. But I think technology has brought us so far forward to be able to, not only to find the photos
but to find the stories and
find all of that history,
particulars,
yes,
right.
and put it together. We were even playing with the app before we started filming, and to be able to scan a person and put that next to that person and maybe see what we have in common, or what friends, relatives, neighbors, what anybody might have in common.
That could have taken months and months or years maybe to find those connections, and now just like that.
Yes, no, it's 100% like that. With the internet, even with social media, that's one of the classes that I taught for Roots Tech, was connecting with your living family, and then even finding distant relations through social media. This is all at our fingertips. So
okay,
it's exciting.
So Roots Tech has happened.
Yes.
So that was all the learning and everything that has gone on to maybe show you and how to do. Okay, so now let's talk about the 21-day challenge. So what does the challenge now entail going forward?
Hey, that's a great question. So, even backing up a little bit, the wonderful thing about Roots Tech is, before you went and it was kind of like a one and done in the weekend.
Right.
This year, all the classes stay up online all year. So if if you didn't make it, don't worry, just head to rootstech.org and you can still watch all the amazing classes. So for the 21-day experiment, we knew a lot of people would be coming straight off of Roots Tech, probably like a fire hose, information overload, what do we do next? So for the 21-day experiment in March. We're doing a genealogy boot camp, which kind of sounds a little like scary, but it's not. It's gonna be so fun. It's taking some of those concepts like the records and census and obituaries, and then the fun stuff like our stories and our photos and who do we look like, and it's breaking it down into easy, doable things like each day. So anyone can do it, and just making it more doable.
I think that I like that because I think it's overwhelming. It's like there's so many aspects of it that I don't feel like I can dive into it because I'm like, what do I do? What's most important? Or, so I look at my family tree and I'm like, how far back can I go? But then I'm scared to like really like, what's important, I guess, to start with. And I guess maybe there isn't just one.
Yeah.
There's lots of different avenues.
I think you can start with what you're the most excited about. Like I can tell with you, it's stories.
Right.
Like an example I like to share is I saw on FamilySearch a photo of my my husband's great grandfather's house. That's actually like right here in Spanish Fork. It popped up and I was like, oh my goodness, is it still standing? Can I visit it? Like what if I drive by it every day? So I posted it in our Spanish Fork community news, and within a day, I had over 100 crowdsource responses, like people helping me to find where it is. That cute little Daughters of the Utah Pioneers Museum mentioned land records. There were 3 or 4 people who I actually found out were related to. I didn't know we were family, but it was so fun because not only did we discover the house, it's right on the way to swimming lessons. We found the house, we found family, and it just kind of tapped into that heritage that we have here in Spanish Fork. People are excited about our history. So posting about an old house on Facebook, that is totally family history. And we kind of snuck in the records and seeing how we're related to people too. But that's what I got excited about that day. And so to me that counts. That's family history.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Oh, I love the historical aspect about it too. And I think that it's evolved also because I think a lot of people have also that have always thought maybe you could only do it if you had access to church records that you could only do it that way. But I think it's really kind of changed and evolved, and a lot of people want to know where their history is and where that stems from. So is it open to anybody that wants to be involved?
Oh, yes. See, I do not have a genealogy degree. I'm just a hobbyist. I'm someone who's just excited about it. We were playing with the Family Tree app, right? Before we started. I totally opened that up while I'm waiting in carpool with my kids. And they've made it so easy that even a non-genealogist like me, a hobbyist, I can attach records. There's church census records up right now that I can just go click, 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 and I can do it. They've made it, there's some of the hard stuff back in the 1700s, but I feel there's enough that anyone can do. If you're excited about it, you can find the pictures, you can attach the records.
Oh my word.
So why is it
so good?
I guess why is it so important that we do this or get involved in it? What drives this whole thing?
I think we touched a little bit about it earlier. We all want to feel like we're part of something bigger than ourselves, right? We want to be part of a community. We want to feel connection. And I think that's been so important this last year. When we're stuck at home so often, we want to connect with others and we want to like I said, feel part of something. And there have been studies done that show, especially with children, but it applies to us adults too, that when we know our family stories, when we talk about our family narratives, it builds resilience, something we totally need this year. It builds resilience, it builds confidence, and it gives us perspective. I gained so much perspective from reading ancestors' stories back when they went through the Spanish flu epidemic in 1918. I'm like, oh, they did it. I can do it. I have electronics now. I have Marco Polo. I have Amazon delivery.
So much easier ways to connect.
It's so hard. It's still there's lots of hard things. Not downplaying that, But man, I am like hooked up with like all these modern conveniences. So, you know, it just helps you flip it.
So true. That is so true. I love that because I remember even growing up, I used to love to read all of the little storybooks of the first ladies. But but going back in time, and then when it becomes even closer to home, when it's your own family, or you know, grandma and grandpa did that, or you know, there's the pioneer stories, or and it's closer and more relatable, and then sharing it with your kids, or being able to write your own record, or even writing or reading those diaries that somebody left behind. I think that's truly, truly important. So I'm so glad that there's people like you that think that it's important to share the message to people like me that maybe
and that
put it off.
Right. Not a genealogist.
Right.
Can
I know.
still do
I love
this.
that you play with the app in the carpool lane because I don't do that, and maybe you should be doing something better.
Something
like that.
other than scrolling through Instagram. We can maybe hit that a couple
Hey,
times.
Instagram is family history too. I taught a class on that at Roots Tech.
We might use that sometime.
Finding your cousins on Instagram, it totally counts. And doing your own pictures, that's journaling. So
Okay,
you're good. You got it.
See?
Okay. Just in modern times, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, coming up next on Studio Chatter, we just can't stop our kids from growing older. That's coming up next.